If you don't heal that first wound, that rejection wound, that abandonment wound, you won't be able to heal the physical wound. It will come back. It will reappear. It will not let you go until you go to the source. Good morning, my lovelies. Welcome back. So today we are talking about Chiron Retrograde. Yes, another retrograde. And this one is an interesting one. Well, so the Chiron story in mythology is that Chiron was brought into the world, maybe not unexpectedly, but he wasn't wanted, right? He was not, both his mother and father rejected Chiron, right? That's the myth. Like the mythology tells us that's what happened. Chiron was not wanted. So there was the rejection, abandonment, unworthiness that Chiron felt. And the idea here is this story describes the energy that is also within us, right? Where we feel not wanted, where we feel abandoned, where we feel rejected. The Chiron story is within all of us, somewhere. Some of us experience it stronger than others, of course. Some of us have buried it deeper. It takes longer to uncover, and there are layers, right? You think like you work on a layer and you're like, yay, I've done it. And then you uncover another layer. That's also part of it, right? That's also part of our experience here on this planet. But basically, when we talk about the Chiron story, we talk about that abandonment and rejection energy that we sense within ourselves, and also the worthiness part, right? That like feeling worthy, deserving. The other part of that story is that Chiron, who was rejected by his mother and his father, then went out into the world and experienced that inner wounding in a physical form through a physical wound. And that's an important part of that story that we cannot forget. It reminds us that if we don't work internally on clearing that wound that we feel, that rejection wound, that abandonment wound, if we don't come to terms with it, if we don't find a way to heal it within us, eventually it will become physical. It will become physical in form of us experiencing it with another person, our partner, most likely. But also, very often, it develops into a physical illness, a physical ailment, right? That energy that we hold, that pain that we hold, then develops into a physical illness. And that is part of the Chiron story that also wants to show us, help us understand that if you don't heal that first wound, you won't be able to heal the physical wound, right? If you're not able to heal that inner wound, that abandonment wound, that not good enough wound, that not enough wound, not wanted wound, you can't heal that physical wound. It will come back. It will reappear. It will not let you go until you go to the source. And that is the message with Chiron. And Chiron is not looked at as a big player in astrology, right? It's not one of the big planets, the big energies. But I think Chiron and understanding the Chiron energy is essential for us to grow and evolve as human beings. Now, Chiron is in Aries right now. And Chiron and Aries, we are at the beginning of the journey, right? Chiron and Aries deals with the most basic form, the most foundational form of wounding that we can have. The right to be here. The wounding that we are dealing with here too is the fear of not being good enough for this world, for what we came here for. Doing what we want to do. Can we really do that? That fear, that's what we are dealing with in Aries. Because Aries generally stands for, I'm here, I'm gonna go and do what I want to do. But when we have Chiron and Aries, we are dealing with all that stuff that negates that all that stuff that says, no, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Do you think it's all about you here? Really? Finding the balance between me and the world around me, the other people around me, the other person in my life. Remember, Aries opposing Libra. That is what we are trying to do. And within all that, we gotta find the strength within us to stand up for ourselves, to say, yes, look, I came here. This is who I am. This is what I want to do. And within that space of earth, I want to do that. And yeah, I also have to learn to do that not like an a-hole, right? Not like someone that doesn't give a damn about anyone else, but finding the balance between, yes, I got to live fully as me, but still remembering that I live in a collective, that I live in a community, that I live with other people. That's the balance here. That's the balancing act. And finding yourself within it and healing yourself within that. Not easy. But we didn't come here to have an easy life. We came here to learn, to have fun, to grow, to evolve. And we got to remember that. So before I get into the science, last thing I want to say, the people with Chiron and Aries, the generation born with Chiron and Aries, the generation late 60s, early 70s, obviously they are either going through a Chiron return right now or already have gone through their Chiron return, because Chiron is in 23 degrees right now, moving back to 19 degrees. So that generation obviously will have to deal with this in a stronger way. There is going to be much stronger energy for that generation, for everyone with Chiron in Aries. Now let's get into the signs. So Aries and Aries Rising, you of course have this happen in your first house. So we are talking direction, and we really also talk about identity. What does it mean? What's your identity? Who are you? Identity is it's such an interesting and complex topic, because it is the surface, but it is also what's behind the surface. And it is changeable. Your identity is changeable. Your persona is changeable. It changes while you're growing. You growing, becoming, evolving, getting older, to a certain degree also changes your identity. For some of us in a very, very intense way. For others, more subtly. But we all are changing our identity growing older. And at the same time, we are also learning more about who we are on a core level, peeling off the layers of conditioning. And I think you're dealing with this, or you have been dealing with this now for a long time, since Chiron moved into your first house. This has become, your healing work, your healing journey, what you are working on when you work with your inner child. The wounding here probably relates to the question, who am I? Where am I coming from? The people that I'm coming from, am I relating to them? Am I like them? Am I not like them? What does it mean? Who am I? The confusion of identity. Who am I? This can also literally be a confusion of identity when it comes to gender. For you, this is also going to be the question of, where do I want to go? And who do I have to be to get there? Who do I have to morph into? And that doesn't mean you have to morph into something that you are not, but quite the opposite. You have to morph into what you actually are, more of what you actually are, right? And for that, you might have to peel off some layers. Maybe there is a fear of pushing forward, right? That fear of like, yeah, I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Working on that fear specifically now throughout that retrograde. I think it's the retrograde is always a beautiful time to do, to go a level deeper, right? To just go a level deeper, to really do that work, right? Like not just saying, yeah, I know, I'm gonna, I should do some inner healing, some inner child healing. No, but actually actively doing that, not just like saying, yeah, I have to do that, doing that. How could that look like? Well, therapy, for example. Get a therapist. Start a journaling work, asking yourself questions and answering them. Why am I doing this? Where is that coming from? Get a coach. Start regular yoga classes, regular meditation. This can all help us on that journey. It's not one thing. It usually is the sum of all the things we are doing that then helps us uncover, discover, recover, and take off stuff that isn't for us, that was never us, but that we took on. So that is your part. Then Taurus Rising, my lovely Taurus, for you, this is 12th. This is all about the 12th house. We are talking spirituality related to inner child work. I think this is specifically for you a beautiful time to maybe retreat. Take a weekend, start with something and retreat. Do a meditation retreat, Vipassana, a yoga retreat, some kind of retreat where you can really reconnect with yourself and work on those inner child wounds that keep you from becoming more of you, living more like you actually want to live. Gemini Rising, for you, this is happening in the 11th house. So this may relate to friendships, friendship circles, communities. How is your community or the community you are in, the friendship circle you are in, affecting you living fully, living fuller, being more of you? Are you hiding in your friendship group? Are you behind the scene? Are you not seen, quite literally? Are you letting the others lead? Where do you have to become a bit more confident and then also show up within your community, your friendship circle? And then also how does that then contribute to your legacy? Because we're all building a legacy. Not all of us are going to be Madonna, of course, but still, or like the Dalai Lama or Mother Teresa. But we are all in our own way building a legacy. And what is yours? And what do you need to integrate within you to live that, to do that, to leave that legacy, to build that legacy? Cancer Rising, for you, this relates to 10th house topics. So we are talking your vocation, your profession, your purpose work in this life. Where are you not showing up fully in this area? And where do you have to do some inner work related to that? Where you're not trusting yourself enough to go for that promotion, to do the thing you actually want to do? Where are you holding back because you're like, oh, I'm not enough. I couldn't possibly do that. Where do you have to do some inner work here? Leo Rising, for you, this relates to the 9th house. 9th house topics, going out there in the world, being the adventurer, venturing out, belief system, religion, all topics in this area. And the question here is, where are you not enough? And I'm not saying you're not enough, but where do you feel like you're not enough to do that, to do it bigger, to do things on a bigger level? Because this is the 9th house, is where we do things on a bigger level, the bigger vision. Where are you not allowing yourself to fully live that bigger vision that you have? Where do you keep yourself small? Maybe because of family, because of the people you surround yourself with? Where do you have to peel off some layers, work on, do some inner work, so you can then step up and show up as that person that you actually know you are? You just have that layer of insecurity that says, well, maybe not, maybe it's not me. I mean, I think it's me, but maybe it's not me. Maybe I just, stay down here. When really, you should be there. And that can, the work that you're doing through this retrograde, throughout this Chiron retrograde, it may have to do with like belief system changes, also religion, questioning religion. I'm not saying you should give up your religion. By no means am I saying that, but ask a few more questions. Where's your religion or the dogma maybe holding you back? Where do you have to view your religion from a different perspective, a more empowering perspective? Then Virgo Rising, 8th house, Virgo. My Virgos, you're just going further down the rabbit hole. I know, we've been talking about this for years now, but look, you signed up for that. You signed up for that before you came here. Going down the rabbit hole, like chipping away, down the dark corners, cleaning out the skeletons of your closet, so you can feel more deserving. That deservingness, the second house, 8th house axis, it's like our worth, our values, our innate worthiness. Where are we not trusting in it? Where are we not standing fully in it? This is just another step to ground into it deeper. Your deservingness, your worth is not in question. It never has been in question. You don't have to do anything to be worthy, right? You're worthy. You're born worthy. But the world we came in, that's just not a given, right? It's like you work for it in this world. And there's this dichotomy and this duality between like, wait, I'm worthy, but at the same time, I also have to work for it. So finding your balance, understanding where you have to work for something to get it, to deserve it, and where you are already innately worthy. For example, your worth as a woman. What does that mean for you? What does it mean for you? Or also your worth as a man. What does that actually mean? It sounds like such a simple question, but once you get into it, you're like, whoa, you go down the rabbit hole. What do you feel you deserve as a woman in a relationship? What do you feel you deserve as a man in a relationship? Where are you compromising too much? I think this will, to a certain degree, relate to your relationships. Even if you're single, this will relate to relationships in general. How worthy are you feeling in your relationships? Where are you questioning your worth? Where are you, undermining your worth? What you want? What you actually want in a relationship. Where do you undermine it because you think, I really like this person and I want them to like me too. And so I should be more like this. Really? Maybe you just need to find someone else that likes you like this. Doesn't mean that we don't misunderstand. Doesn't mean that you will not have to do some inner work. It doesn't mean that this is not a free pass to be an asshole. No. But, where are you giving yourself up too much still? Where are you not appreciated? Where are you taking for granted? This again is rooting in deeper into your worthiness, your innate worthiness. We're not talking about things that we have to work for in life, right? We came into a physical world where we work for things. When we want to live in a house, someone has to build it. It has to be built. It's not just gonna appear by the snip of finger. Something has to be done for it. You either pay a lot of money and then you snip a finger and then someone else builds it for you and then it's there, yes, but you still have to do something for it, right? So you have to work for it in one way or another. So that is that part of this dualistic world we live in. But then this other part is like, you are innately worthy as a human being. And understanding these two sides and that allow them to coexist within you and outside of you, around you, in the world around you. That's part of the lesson and part of the learning as well. And during this retrograde, you're probably going to realize this on a deeper level for yourself. And again, I know all you Virgos, you've been doing deep Chiron work already for the past 5-6 years. It's been a journey. I know, I'm with you there. It's been a journey. Now, Libra Rising, for you, Chiron in the 7th, well, what can I tell you? We are doing relationship work still, and by we I mean you, Libra Risings. We are working on, and you are working on another layer of understanding who you are in relationship based on you feeling worthy to have the relationship you want. Where do you still maybe feel some abandonment? Where do you give in? Where do you have too many boundaries, maybe even to have that relationship that you really want? This is Chiron. We are not at the end of the Chiron in Aries journey yet, right? Understand that this is probably not your last rodeo. This is also not your first. We know that. But relationship, there's a lot of relationship work still going on. You're not done yet. There's still more layers to uncover. That doesn't mean that it's got to all be hard in the next few years. No, of course not. But you'll still learn a lot about what it means to be you in relationship. That's all I want to say. Then Scorpio Rising, for you, we are talking 6th house subject. So we're talking day-to-day. Who are you on a day-to-day routine kind of level, this includes how you set up your life day-to-day. I'll give you an example. For example, you go to work every day and this is not for you. This 9-to-5 life is not for you, but you believe in order to be accepted in your family, your friendship group, wherever, you have to do that. This is how you have to live. There is no other way. This is what you need to do in order to make it in this world. You don't trust that you can have a different kind of day, right? You can live differently. You can work differently. You can set up your own schedule in your own way. Where are you still giving into this 9-to-5 kind of life? Where are you, maybe you're already the artist, but there's still this part of you that thinks, okay, but I have to adhere to certain standards, other people's standards. This is how it's done, right? The question is, how is this serving you also health-wise, mentally, emotionally, physically? How healthy are you? This is also a really important time for you to work on your health. Maybe you'll find and nothing is going on, and that's amazing. But maybe there are some physical ailments, mental issues, emotional disturbances. How can they be mended by changing your routine, your lifestyle? Also, remember, 6th house is the house of service. How are you of service also to yourself? How are you serving yourself? Are you just serving others? How are you serving yourself? Remember how they say on an airplane, you got to put on your oxygen mask first. Are you putting on your oxygen mask first? Check that. Then Sagittarius Rising, for you, we are looking at the 5th house. We're talking about your children, but probably on a deeper level, your creative self-expression. Where are you not trusting your creative self-expression? That you can create your life the way you want it, the way you know is right for you. Where are you not trusting yourself? Where do you think, oh, I can't do that possibly? No, ooh, because the people around me won't like me. Where this is, stepping deeper into that, your creative self-expression, and living from that place. What lights you up? And are you following that? Or are you saying, well, I couldn't possibly? I have to be serious. I have to be doing other things. I have to be, I can't. Where are you not playful enough? Also, there's always the other side of the coin, right? Where are you maybe a bit too childish? Where do you not want to grow up? That is also part of this, right? Because we are looking at both sides of the story here, both ends of the spectrum, and we want to move closer to the center to be more balanced. Then Capricorn Rising, for you, we're talking 4th house, family, home, personal life. Are you yourself in your home, in your family? Can you be you, or do you have to play a role? I mean, yes, to a certain degree, we all play a role on this planet, but are you playing the role you want to play? That's the question. Specifically in your family, in your personal life. Are you yourself in your home? Do you feel like yourself? Or do you feel like you're putting on a mask? You have to pretend to be that person when you don't want to be that person. What needs to change there? Where do you need to allow yourself to be more yourself, to be more you, show up as you? Not being afraid to be judged by your family, your close circle. Then Aquarius Rising, for you, we're talking 3rd house. This can relate to early life conditioning. We are talking your immediate surrounding, your neighborhood where you live. I generally see this the Chiron in the 3rd house, or Chiron transiting the 3rd house, really deconditioning. It's a deconditioning process where you really take off all that stuff that you've learned, but that isn't you, that isn't serving you to move forward in life, that isn't serving you to create the life that you actually want to create. This could relate also to your early life education. Maybe there is some re-education. Where do you not feel strong enough and secure enough within yourself because you were told that this is the right life to live, but maybe it's not for you. Maybe you don't want that. This is not you. This is also and I forgot to mention this in the 4th house for all the Capricorns. This is also where we do a lot of healing when it comes to our family, specifically mother, father, and siblings. Maybe there is stuff that now as adults we have to reset for ourselves. Relationships with our parents, relationships with our siblings, our family, our aunts, our uncles. This could also fall into this pot that you're swimming in right now. So Chiron in this area really wants you to work on that, to become more secure within yourself, to be able to live as you, and maybe heal some of those relationships if that is possible. You know, sometimes it's not, for multiple reasons. But still, you got to heal it within yourself. Even if you can't heal the relationship in itself, you still have to, you know, integrate it within you in a way where you can feel strong about yourself. Then last but not least, Pisces Rising. This is all about worth and value. Valuing yourself, the worthiness, innate worthiness. We talked about this, or I talked about this when I talked about the 8th house for Virgo Rising. You're on a similar journey here, right? Like because you're two ends of the same spectrum. So you have some commonality here when it comes to this Chiron retrograde, where you both work on worthiness stuff, but on different ends of the spectrum. So where the Virgos, the Virgo rising is probably going to work more on that in actual relationships right now. You probably work more on it in terms of, what are my values? What am I valuing in this world? Where am I not standing my ground? Where am I not firmly rooted in the values? What are my values? You know, there's probably a lot of questioning and shifting and changing of values right now. And it's probably been going on for the past 6 years, 5-6 years, where you've been, you know, working through it. Working through those, what are my values, resetting this, resetting that, where does it not serve me, where am I not growing, where am I feeling undeserving still, and where does that come from? You know, where do I have to root in and trust myself more? You know, doing inner child work around that is probably the topic for you in this or during this Chiron retrograde. Now, this was a longer than expected video. I hope you got out of it what you needed. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment. If you want a personal reading, you can book it by clicking on the link in the description box. Anything else, I'm here for you. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.